Alrighty. Hello everyone. Today is March 12th, 9:35 a.m. PST. We are gathered here today to cut our CAPI releases. We'll be cutting 3 releases today. They are, let me get the version right. 1.5.7, 1.6.3, 1.7.0 beta 0. So going over the steps. Okay. We have our comms team who have already created our the release notes PRs. So we'll be vetting them and merging them, approving them so that the GitHub action can get started and we'll have a draft release in place. But before we do that, let's just go over the test grid for CAPI. We have been told that the main is mostly green. I see one flake, but that's all right. Nothing release blocking. Right, Adil?
Yes, nothing release block. We have green on 1.5, 1.6, and also on main. Much greener as compared to before, because we have fix recently related to the cluster CTL upgrade that Christian did. And because of that, now our CI is greener than before. We are seeing less failures in our E2E tests.
Oh yeah, looks much better, especially the dual stack. Was that the one?
Dual stack is not fixed, but dual stack was getting more flaky because it was also showing the cluster CTL upgrade. So it was adding all of those failures together and it was getting that. But now
much better now.
Upgrade tests are much better, much less flaky now.
Cool. So also, Stephen, please feel free to jump in if I'm jumping over any of the steps or if I'm missing any of it. So the way I understand it, once our CI is green and we have our draft PRs for the release nodes, that should pretty much kickstart our release. So let's go over the release 1.5.7 release notes. We have
there's one more thing that we should do just for, I mean, I personally checked it, but just for process sake, the security scan and the GitHub actions on the repo is something we check too before moving forward. But more formality at this point because I looked at it already. But
yeah, let's do that. So is there a specific one? You meant the security check?
Yep. If you go show more workflows down there at the bottom. Yeah.
Security scan. Looks good for all 3 of them. Just for historical purposes, how does this security scan get started? Does someone has to go in manually and then start the action?
No, it's triggered weekly. This one was rerun a few times manually because it failed initially. So we pushed, it only gets run once a week. So if we fix things, then I think, one of the maintainers needs to go in and re-trigger it after we push the updates.
I see. So usually it's a cron, but apart from that, looks like once we merge changes, then some maintainer has to jump in and run the action. Cool. So we have the security scan screen for all the 3 branches, release 1.6, 1.5, and main. So we'll go back and, oops, okay. Here's 1.5.7, files changed. We have our Gates versions correct. 2.2.2.8, 2.4, 8 commits. Let's do it here. Cool. Do you think these 2 need to be under dependencies?
Yeah, so dependency PRs are We remove them from there if they're directly from the Dependabot, but I think Stefan said we should leave them in if they were added manually. So
Okay.
yeah.
Cool.
I think just so there's a reference to the PRs.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty, I think 1.5.7 looks good to me. So I'm gonna LTTL this. Right. So that should, I think it's been approved on hold. Stephen, would you like to unhold it, or I can unhold it too?
Yeah, go. You can go ahead and go for it. Yeah.
Okay. Now this should be merged, and that should trigger as a
I'm a little bit
GitHub
surprised that
action.
the force push didn't remove that approved stamp on this, but maybe that's something we can look at afterwards.
Yeah, approvals don't actually go away when you change the code.
Interesting.
I think that's why Fabrizio just didn't approve, because I think he anticipated there would be minor changes to it.
I see. So this is the change, is it? So if there's a dependency which has been added by Dependabot, it gets added to changed, unless someone has added these manually. Is that what you meant, Willie?
Yeah, so like that's just a design choice, I think. So anything that is changed will show up in the dependency section.
Mm-hmm.
But the PRs would be excluded under the others section if it's from Dependabot, I think. So if you look at those PRs, I think they should be created by users. I'm fairly sure. If not, that would be a little bit embarrassing. But
Fair enough. I'm just going over it for the sake of going over it.
yeah, I do want to see it.
I mean, I can definitely speak to. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I personally I thought it would make more sense to like remove all of them, but I think the maintainers think I think it's like also good to leave this in just as a reference if there's people like commenting on the PRs and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Another quick question. Are we still checking the number of commits mentioned here and all the PRs we are mentioning in here? Or is it fine to skip a few? Because I don't see 14 new commits.
I think that includes the Dependabot PRs, and they also said that I should include that in the number, I think.
I see. Okay. So far this one looks good as well. Looks like there are some
Stephen
questions.
I think question on this PR.
Mm-hmm.
I think you already answered. Okay.
Oh, do they mean like Go version? Because Go version's not in the Go mod, so or like the Go diff tool doesn't actually check the Go version, it just checks the dependencies.
Well, he pointed to line 22, which I think is the protobuf thing again, right? Which now is in the change section.
It might be 22 before I pushed. I don't know if that was different.
Because I came to the same conclusion you did, Willie. It's like if we're bumping Go, like at what point does the dependency chain stop, right? Because it's like dependencies in my mind are like Go dependencies, right? But I guess if you're looking from a project perspective, Go is a dependency of the project.
Yeah, I mean, if that's the case, like we can probably add it manually, but the tool doesn't do that because it's like being updated in a different place. And when you bump the Go version, you also have to update it in a bunch of other places.
not sure I get this completely. We have a bump in I.22. I think he means go 22, yeah. But what does line 22?
But if you look at the SHA before the force push, line 22 is a release PR. It's not a sorry, if you go back one.
Okay, let me take a look.
And then go down to the force push down at the bottom.
Push. This one?
Or
Yeah,
C.
yeah.
This one. This is line 22.
Yeah, which isn't a dependency. So yeah, I'm not.
Comment is after the force push, I believe, because it's the comment is 16 minutes ago and force push
19 minutes ago. Yeah, makes sense.
So I'm guessing he wasn't referring to the Go version. So
yeah.
wait, but the
Also,
dependencies should be there.
So we don't have a dependency section empty. We have in the dependency section, we have this new section which is changed, and we have added something there. I think they are just getting a bit confused about it. I'm not sure.
Probably. So you mean to say this has been added and he didn't get to see it?
Maybe, I'm not sure.
I think what happened is he loaded the page before I force pushed and then commented after it, but the page didn't update. That's probably what happened.
Yeah, maybe.
I think we'll leave this as is for a bit until Stephen gives us a green. And we can head on to 1.7.0 beta 0. So just so that I get this right, the beta 1.7.0 branch doesn't exist, correct? Nope. So 1.7.0 doesn't exist. And we are still creating a release node for this. So what should be the expected outcome of this? Once this gets merged, will we have a new branch of release 1.7?
I don't believe so. I think it pulls from main, and then the tag, we're tagging a hash on main as the beta.
Fair enough.
As my understanding.
Yes,
I don't think. Sorry, go ahead.
Do the branching when we do the RC. I believe then we do the branching and also, yeah.
Cool. Okay. So let's look into this one. More details. We've got the versions, right? 26 to 29, 24 to 29. I think 1.6 was also 24, 23, 25, 23, 25, 26, 24. Makes sense. Just going over the tags, API, dependency. Okay. Testing, clusters. Oh. By restore, did we mean we added back those APIs?
I think this was the fix. Oh, yeah, I'm not sure.
Yes, we added back because we updated our E2E test. In our E2E test, we are running now from v1 alpha to v1 beta upgrades that we previously were not doing in the main and 1.6. Now we are doing it because there was this issue in the SSA. So if you go to E2E test, it's cluster CTL upgrade in E2E test, you can see that we have added new tests there.
Sorry, with side in here? In framework. You mean this PR?
Tool? Yeah, yes. In
This
cluster, yes, here.
I see.
Yeah. No, the other file, second file, yeah, here. Yeah, so we have added these 0.3 to 1.5 to current. So these kind of tests, these are the new one.
Nice. So v1 alpha 4 has also been added. So I remember seeing something around the fact that remove v1 alpha 4 API version. Is this conflicting with us adding it back, or is it just for the purpose of upgrade tests?
I think it's just for the upgrade test, but we can confirm from the, but because
Makes
it's
sense.
just added just we can run those tests, yeah.
Alrighty. I think at least I don't see any multiple areas, the initial tag or the prefix. So good to go from my end. What do you all say? It's already been approved. So LGTML on hold. Cool. And has Stephen gotten back? Okay, let's make some noise.
Are you pinging him on Slack?
I was.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Meanwhile, so I've pinged Stephen on the side. Let's see if he gets back. Otherwise, yes. Alrighty. So let's take a look if this merging of the PR has created any jobs on the side. Okay, this one's merged in LGTM. So that should trigger as a GitHub action. Oops, this side. Okay. That should create us trigger a GitHub action, create a release branch, push release tags, create a draft release. This will also trigger a Prow job to publish images. So first, let's look into the actions which are running. This is the one. Okay. Looks like both of the actions have been green. Okay. So if that's merged, let's take a look at the brow job. v1.5.7. Push images. Looks like it just started, so it'll probably take some time. Then so once the images get available in the staging repository, we run these following commands. So I think we'll just wait for some more time. Do we have an approximate time this would take? The brow job at least? Say 15 minutes?
The duration on the right side is kind of the historical stuff. So yeah, anywhere from 15 to 25 minutes.
I think I'll try pinging him in our thread. It looks like he answered. All good. Okay. Also, do we have the script to verify the Docker images? Has that been added to the makefile by any chance?
Yeah, it's running on main, so we should be fine.
As a workflow?
It's in the release staging target in the makefile. Yeah, I think who did a good job on that? That was somebody on the release team leads team.
Docker image verify.
Was it you, Akshay?
This one. Yeah.
Yeah, Akshay added that. Yep, that's exactly it. Yeah. So it's been running.
You're looking at the right path actually. That's release staging make target.
All right. So that should be taken care of too. So as we wait for the next 20 minutes-ish, are there any other steps we should be doing right now? Because I think we have to wait for the images to be present in the staging repository to get started with anything else?
If you haven't set up your terminals for the promotion command, that's something you could do. There's just like a couple required environment variables.
All right, let's do that. Check. Need to check if I have my GitHub token active, which I'll be doing on another, a new tab. Okay. I think I do have one GitHub token active, so that should be good. Okay. Sharing my terminal. Can you all see the terminal?
Yes.
So I don't know, wait for the check first. Staging the most repository. Okay. Okay. Okay, 564. 1.5.7. Then make promote images. I do have the Gates fork. I'm gonna be going here. I'm going to rebase all my branches. So use my Kubernetes local master with upstream master. Okay, cool. Verifying if I have got the right Kubernetes GitHub commit, Kubernetes commit. The recent one is merge pull from the user AOJEA, which seems to be matching with my local, so all good. Then getting back to the steps. So I don't need to be setting user fork because I have the fork, but we'll see if the make promote images fails. Kpromo uses git at github.com. SSH, most likely using SSH as my remote, but let's verify. Get remote is set to HTTPS. Oops. If you don't have SSH, where git global config. Okay. I mean, I can always set up an SSH. But is that a required step? You guys know by any chance? Like, would my make promote images fail if it's set to HTTPS?
I am not sure. I haven't tried. I think my I usually use my work computer, which has everything set up to default SSH.
Okay. Now it's SSH. And then, okay, that looks good. Then merge PR, verify the images available in production registry, wait for publish the release in GitHub, create release GitHub action, flag as pre-release for all beta releases latest. Publish cluster CTL to Homebrew. All right. I think, are there any more environment variables I need to be setting? I don't see many others in the steps. Cool. Let's take a look at the pro jobs then. So the one with main has been merged. Or at least looks green. v1.5.7 is still seems to be running. Okay. What's up with the 1.6.3? Still open, approved. Okay. Defender bot is taking its sweet time. We drop. Oh, sorry, I can't, I don't think you guys can see my other half of the screen. I'm looking at Safari, just going over key promo status. What I say? This one.
We can see only terminal.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Now I should have updated it. Should be sharing Safari.
So I think the 1.5.7 proud job did just finish. So
Okay.
let's take a look and check those.
Let's take a look at the staging repository. This is our staging repository. Anything specific we should be looking for in here?
So it's the four images are the CAPI manager, CAPI controller, kubeadm bootstrap controller, and the kubeadm control plane controller.
Okay.
I just dropped the SHAs that are in staging into the chat.
Oh, thank you. So I could just directly go ahead and check those.
After you run this
push.
command here, yeah, because then we'll see what shows up in the PR.
All right. So let's run the make promote images for v1.5.7. Echo release tag is v1.5.7. My GitHub token is already set. I'm on main. Do I need to rebase?
I don't believe so. I think from my understanding of this tool, it's going to do a fresh pull of whatever it needs to get in the automation.
Okay, I might I mean, this looks, I think I should be rebasing it. Sorry, you guys cannot see my terminal. Sharing my terminal, share. Okay. Okay. Right. Make, promote images. So I have my release tag set as v1.5.7. I have my GitHub token set, make, promote images. Let's see what it says. Not found. Interesting.
Yeah, you might have to set that environment variable for your
Whoops.
user fork.
Works no GitHub handle. Okay. So it says if make promote images fails with an error like fatal while checking fork, you may be able to solve it manually setting the user fork variable, that is export user fork equal to personal GitHub handle. Does that mean just my handle name, meaning Nawaz KH, that you do it, or does it need to be the KH fork, or just
No,
the
I think it's just whatever your GitHub
Okay.
handle is. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So I'll create a PR.
Yeah, I think it's actually
Adding
already
it to
open. If you
it did?
go view pull request on the top there. Yeah, if you scroll a little bit further down in your terminal output, it gives you the link to the actual PR.
Little deceiving. Cool. Thanks for letting me know about that. Okay. Okay, promo. I'll take this and put it in our chat for attention. Okay, one of them is done. Is v1.6.3 merged. Okay, beta O is also merged before I switch gears. So that needs to get merged and wait for promotion job to complete successfully, then test the project production images that are accessible. So since they are on the flight being approved, I think it's safe to take a look at the other ones, v1.6.3 and 1.7.0. Browse status. Still running. Not sure why I see two CAPI post cluster API push images run jobs.
Yeah, those
Did
are
one of
just
them.
running from main. So I think every PR that gets committed to main, we also run this job.
I see. Okay. Meanwhile, I think Akshay has been helpful on checking the shards. Let's take a look nonetheless. OE308, 02789. Oh, that was the one which was okay. Cool. Thank you, Stephen and Akshay. So this will also probably take 20 minutes.
Or actually, I think we need maintainer approval on this in order to kick off the actual promo job.
On this one, I suppose, yeah. Image promotion PR. Let it ping it in our thread. I think we are waiting for either Fabrizio or Stephen. Stefan. Oh, I don't think I'll be able to see the draft releases. I think it's only visible to the maintainers. Okay. So we have got draft releases for all three of them at this point. And we are waiting for an approval. Now status still running. Meanwhile, let me take a look at any other stuff. Published clusters equal to home group. So by new stable, latest stable release, do they also mean new patch releases or minor releases?
So yeah, for this one, we're just going to do 1.6.3.
Is it? Okay. About the setting the end of life. I don't think I need to set any end of life for our releases today. Nope. As of now, we have no approval on image promotion here for v1.5.7. Taking a look again at the brow jobs. Will take more about 8 minutes or so. So 1.6.3 push images has been completed. So let's take a look at the images in the container registry. CAPI manager should have 1.6.3. There you go. Thanks, Stephen. 1.6.3 cluster API controller. One dot 6.3. Okay. I think the beta images are also about to be published soon. Mm-hmm. Okay. So I see all of them. Now, let's run promote jobs for 1.6.3. Echo, just for visibility, I'll pull that up. Okay. 6.3. Okay. Let's take a look at the SHAs. We have EA61. Yep. And EF0A, EF0A, 003C, 003C, EFP. Okay. This one looks good to me for 1.6.3. About beta 7. Okay, so this one is also finished. Let's take a look at 1.7.0 beta 0 images. Is present in here. CAPI manager is present. Cluster API controller is present. It's present. This one. Thank you again, Stephen. I think you have posted the SHAs for beta O. Now I can run promote images for 1.7.0 beta.0. Checking if I got the name right. That be by v1.7.0-beta.0. Okay. Cool. So export release tag v1.7.0 beta 0. Make promote images. The tag is set to v1.7.0 beta 0.
We also have approvals on the first two promo PRs if you feel comfortable putting the on hold on there.
Do we want to put it on hold?
They have a hold by default, so we have to unhold them to merge them.
All right. Oh yeah. So let me unhold them. 1.6.3 has been approved. It has LGTM approved. On hold. And 1.5.7 has approved LGTM. On hold. Okay. Let's take a look at the SHAs. A555, A555, 964, 964, and C145. Yep, looks good. Has been approved. Stephen, here's the PR link. In case you guys wanna LGTM. Thank you, Stephen. These should be merging pretty soon. So v1.5.7 image promotion for cluster API has been merged. This guy, not yet. Trigger post gates image promo. Looks like even the post gates IO image promo job could take around 11 minutes to 20 minutes. Okie dokie. Unrelated to the release, but then when we added back v1 alpha 3 and v1 alpha 4, did we have to update this or do anything with golang ci.camel?
I think that's in a different section.
Fair enough. Just track bump the cluster API version.
Yeah, that's just in like the general tasks for a release lead team. So we need to do it, but I'm not sure. It's probably in the tracking issue too. We probably have that somewhere. Yeah, I don't think I didn't see anything in the open issues about a new API type. I think we're retiring the older ones, right?
I think this must have been done when we upgraded from v1 alpha 4 to v1 beta 1. I think they added the webhooks because it says make sure webhooks only exist in the latest API version. So it has to be on the API side. Cool. Okay. Merged. 1.6.3 and 1.7.0 beta 0 are still not merged. Meanwhile, the gates image promo is also running. Yeah, I think now I'm out of ideas of killing time. I remember the last to last release. There were not a lot of automations in place, and the release task would be such a I mean, there'd be so many people working on getting things right, added, tested, and all of it. So it's amazing that a lot of things have been automated now.
Yeah, my first cycle was just the last one, which we already had the automations in place, but it seems like, yeah, it's been pretty, we have, knock on wood, obviously, but we haven't had any real issues with it, except for the one that I created when trying to make it faster.
The parallelization?
Yeah. It wasn't anything that I think it just took me a while to figure out what happened, but essentially we were it just like surfaced a bug that was in the Docker version running on the server for cloud build. So it wasn't like something wrong with what we did. It was just something that surfaced an issue.
But that was a fancy bug.
What's that?
That was a fancy bug.
It was pretty gnarly. Yeah. I'm surprised that cloud build is using such an old version of Docker. It's like 20, they fixed it in 23 dot something and they're still on 20 dot something. It's kind of wild.
Thanks for checking, Sunat. Looks like this Kate's IO image from a job is still taking a bit of time to run, but if you're able to pull, then amazing. Yep. I'm able to pull the 1.5.7 images as well.
We have failing tests on the image promotion for
Really?
1.7.0 beta 0. Yeah. Which
On
is
the
strange.
Kate's image promo?
I think they passed last time.
You mean in here? The post Kate's image promo?
Not in the job,
mentioned
in the
test.
PR. That is no good.
Interesting. Merge conflict.
Oh, shit.
Merge is now okay.
So because we ran those two,
I think
because we
there was a
pushed
clash somewhere.
1.6.3, yeah. We
That should
might
be okay.
just,
Manually rebase, I guess. At least I could try.
yeah, you can give it a shot for sure, yeah.
Oh, it wants Kate's.io. Oops.
While you're doing this, I'm just gonna give the maintainers a heads up that we're good to publish the tag for 1.5.7 since that job finished, if that's all right with you.
Yeah, works for me. Thanks, Stephen.
Sure.
Meanwhile, I'll try to resolve the conflict. And it says the conflict is images.ym. I see where it's conflicting. For whatever reason, it's not able to, it's trying to replace 1.6.3 with 1.7.0. That's why it's failing. So what I'll do is take everything from right. Six dot three as well. And then manually add each of them. Okay. Okay. So I just updated the PR. Let's see. Checking if the SHAs are right. Okay.
I think in line 151, the tag has an extra white space in front of that square bracket.
Okay. Let me update. Okay. So I've got 855. Yep. 9064. Yep. 0061 and C145. Oh, looks good. Just checking if medium controller, bootstrap controller. Mhm. Lol, good. Okay. The shells look good. I think I'll need one more. I'll need an LGT again. So here is the PR.
I think that white space is still there, or
I did remove it, no?
maybe you didn't
Doesn't
push.
show up for me.
Line 151.
Yeah,
Right
it doesn't
after
show up for me. In here?
the first square bracket. Yeah.
Fair point, fair point. Where is this getting in? All right. Any more ghastly white spaces? No, sir. Okay, let me all right, cross check. 1.6.3 exists. Not found because that's not been merged yet.
Sorry, which one are you looking at?
Oh, I was looking at v1.7.0 beta 0. Since it's not merged, there are no Docker images available yet.
I think we can move on to, sorry,
no, go ahead.
while we wait for that one to merge, we can now, because I asked Stefan to publish 1.6.3 as well. So we should be good to do
the homebrew.
Yep, homebrew, and then step 7 once we're done with that.
Cool. So it says homebrew could have a new PR. So let's take a look at that. Pull request. Nope, I don't see it. But how's homebrew doing? Is it running on a cron? Where is it pulling?
I have no idea. I've always done the PR, or the few times that I've done it, I've done the PR manually. But maybe if we wait longer, it'll pop up. I'm not really sure, to be honest.
I mean, I can raise a PR. That shouldn't be a problem. But I'm just curious curious to know how this bot works. Never mind, I'll just raise a PR.
I checked the history, so it was always pushed by the release team, so it was not automatically created.
Oh my. So Bluebard did try to create one, but it was stopped.
Huh. I guess we beat it to that one then, because it.
But it's super old.
Yeah, that is old.
Why is it sorting in descending order? Oh, just random order. Okay, there you go. Okay. So my terminal is still forking. I think I should have just shallow cloned it instead of a fork. So we need the release, commit ID of 1.6.3 from the release. What I mean is, let's open up Goland. Let's go to clusterctl.rb. Okay. Oh, it does not resize. Never mind. So I need 1.6.3 and I need the revision. So the revision comes from my release. Is good. It'll be this, I guess.
If you go to the tags, yeah, so right there. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
This one.
Oh, did you already click into that?
Yeah.
Sorry, I was looking at a different screen for a sec. But yeah, that's the right commit. Yeah.
So copying this is not copying me the whole stuff. Oh, it is copying me the whole stuff. Okay, cool. So when I clicked on to copy for that, it copied the whole HTTPS link to that. There you go. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take this back. There you go. Now I need I think the SHAs for ARM Sonoma, Ventura, Monterey.
No,
And that
all you need to do is for it'll open a
just
follow-up PR with all that stuff. I think it's just the version and the commit SHA.
okay. The tag and the revision
Yep. Yeah. Exactly.
should push a second commit. Okay. Cool. clusterctl 1.6.3 formula C clusterctl.rb. Is there a specified format for this? Can I just be very formats clusterctl? Okay. Clusterctl 1.6.3 get push origin clusterctl. And that should create me a new. Okay, clusterctl 1.6.3. Have you followed the guidelines for contributing, commit style? I did not build the formula locally. Do I need to be doing that?
I did it the first time while I led the
Okay.
release, and it didn't make any difference really. If the ones I've looked at, we've just checked the first 3 boxes, and they still approve and let it go through. Yeah. I mean, it's
Let me
mostly
try running
automation,
it.
so yeah.
Homebrew, trying to run it locally. Yeah, thank you, Sunal. I'm able to pull in the v1.7.0 beta 0 images as well. I think we can reach out to the maintainers then to publish the release.
I usually wait for the job to finish, which it has finished, but just for the sake of thoroughness. But yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Where is this stuff? Oh, there you go. Yeah, it did finish. Okie dokie. So I think that's done. We just need to do this. For latest table release, index the most recent CRDs in the release by navigating to. Okay, how do you do that? Looks like we haven't indexed this version of repo yet. We are working on that now. That's what it shows.
Yeah, if you give it a minute, it should, when you refresh it, it'll give you the CRDs.
Oh, there you go. So how do we index the most recent CRDs in the release by navigating? So do we just navigate and it gets indexed?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's done.
Fancy. Cool. So the homebrew formula is the only one remaining. I think once this gets merged, I'll keep an eye out on that. Once that gets merged, I think we are good to send out the notifications. And just for the clarification, I think we update all the cloud providers only on a release candidate, not on a beta release, correct?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. Let me check.
And double check. I think that's the comms team.
Mm-hmm. No, it is for beta 0.
Oh, all right.
Here's a reference. Okay.
Beta providers.
Alrighty then. I'll keep an eye out on this homebrew formula, homebrew PR. Once that gets merged, I'll update the thread.
Sounds great. Yeah, thanks for leading this one to us. Appreciate it.
Cool. Thanks for the opportunity, Stephen. Thank you for all the help.
Yeah, no worries.